cocoa industry, the government has increased the farm gate price from 800 to 1,308 per bag. That is about 63% increment. And I think it's the largest increment since we started doing cocoa, I think, for the farmers. Let me start with you, Mensah.
Yes, thank you very much. Before I go to the cocoa, let me take a minute and condemn something that happened yesterday with the Ghana Police Service. In fact, yesterday we had information from our sources within the Ghana Police that the police intelligence units have issued a directive for the police to locate the residences of the leadership of Arise Ghana and some members of the minority. In fact, in the morning, I had a call from a friend who was asking me about if I knew where the minority leader lives, his home. And I said I didn't know. I didn't know why the person was asking, because the person said, oh, he just wanted to go and see the minority leader. If I knew where he lived, I said I didn't know. It was not until later in the afternoon that we got intelligence that indeed our homes, the police were looking for where we lived. We don't know why. There are rumors that they have another injunction to serve us or whatever it is, but you don't need to look for our homes on a Sunday to serve as court processes. So why was the police over the weekend seriously looking for the homes of leadership of the minority and Arise Ghana leaders? And so yesterday, a number of us did not sleep in our homes. In fact, our colleague Rex Omar had two guys on motorbikes, invade his home. Wow. Unfortunately, he was not around. And so they knocked, bang the gate. His wife and his kids looked through the window and did not open the gate, but they were very scared. They called him. So yesterday, none of us could sleep in our homes. Please, IGP Dampare, we are urging you that the police cannot be a tool for political machination. There are processes, specified by law for certain things to be done. If the police want to do anything formally within the law, we are law-abiding citizens. But
how are you sure this is instigated by the police?
No, it has. We know where it comes from, because it comes from the demonstration that we are organizing. And there is this whole calculated attempt by the police to stop the demonstration at all costs. And we say, look, the police, if you want to instill confidence, if you want to be a working tool for the regime, please let us know so that we can face you squarely. Because we are not afraid.
Okay, we're running out of time.
Because we won't take any form of intimidation from the police. We won't take any form of harassment from the police.
Okay.
We are urging them. So I'm appealing to IGP Dampare. Please call your men to order. The party police within the Ghana Police Service who are being used to perpetrate some of these things against our leadership, we would not allow that.
Right. Thank you, Mensah. Let's move on.
On that note, let's go to cocoa. When I heard you make the comment about that this is the highest increment.
I didn't say it's the highest increment. I said I feel it's probably the highest increment.
No, they've written it in the news.
Yes. So the Finder has this headline here. It says cocoa price up by 63.5%, the highest in 50 years. You see, and farmers welcome it with spontaneous jubilation.
The ridiculousness of this claim is in the highest in 50 years that they've written there.
Why? Has there been any higher?
You see, highest in terms of what?
Percentage jump.
You see, in nominal terms.
In what other terms?
So if you do this in nominal terms,
yes,
and you calculate and say this is the highest, what was the purchasing power at the time? what was the rate of inflation at the time?
Yes.
What was the cost of cocoa, the production cost build-up for cocoa at the time?
Yeah.
So if you just come and tell us that because they've increased by 65 point something percent is the highest in 50 years, without taking into consideration what the actual purchasing power of that increment is, you're just engaged in just a mere fanfare.
Not really, because Mensa, the truth of the matter is that in every dispensation, whatever increases have happened, you can go in further to do your analysis.
So let me break it down.
But the truth of the matter is that from 800 to 1,300 has never happened before.
The point I'm making is that,
yes.
See, 5 years ago,
yes,
1,300, 5 years ago, and 1,300 now, are they the same?
No, of course not.
So if you're a government, you're just not concerned about how much you're paying for the cocoa, but your greater concern should be how much indeed what you're paying the farmers,
real value,
the real value of how much you're paying them.
I understand that. Yeah.
Now let's come to the numbers. What is the price of cocoa on the world market today? The FOB price of cocoa on the world market today is $3,600 per metric ton.
Okay.
FOB, $3,600 per metric ton. You are paying the farmer 1,300 per bag.
Yeah.
That is 13,000 cedis per metric ton. That is a little under $1,200. So you, government, you are selling the cocoa on the world market at $3,600 per metric ton, and you are paying the poor farmer $1,200, and you say it is the highest in history. And so we should jubilate the cocoa farmers.
No, but the farmers were jubilating. It was not even. It's not you. They are not saying you should jubilate. The farmers were.
They are not jubilating. Which farmer is jubilating? I was speaking to farmers this morning. Now nobody is jubilating.
Okay.
So
wait. So this headline is wrong.
I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm saying that the farmers are not jubilating.
It says the farmers welcome it with spontaneous jubilation.
Which farmers welcome it at where? Which farmer? Is it the same farmer whose cost of input has tripled in the last 2 years? Weedicides, pesticides, the price of weedicides have tripled, the price of fertilizer have tripled, the price of machines have tripled, all farm inputs have tripled in the last 2 years. Is that the same farmer who was jubilating about this paltry $1,000, $1,200 increment? Now the real question is, if you are selling cocoa on the world market at $3,600 per bag, and you are paying the poor farmer $1,200 per bag, leaving a total difference of $2,400, who is pocketing that money? Where is that money going to? And why is it that in the midst of such huge monies government is making from cocoa on the world market, Cocoa Board is still running at a loss? For the last 3 years, Cocoa Board is running at a loss. You are buying which company in this world is trading in a product where he buys the product at farm gate, $1,200, go and sell it on the world market, $3,600, and still make a loss at the end of the year? Which company? Is it a ghost company? So there are real questions there to be answered by people. And so you see, I'm not saying the increment is bad. That's not the point I'm making. Any additional effort to make the life of the ordinary farmer easy is welcome. But the political twist and the undue euphoria they want to attach to this increment is what I'm against. If you want the farmers to really jubilate, increase it well. At least buy from them at least $2,000. If you want the farmers to really jubilate and praise you that you've done well, take it from $1,200 to $2,000 per metric ton, at least $2,000 per metric ton. Then the ordinary farmer at least can jubilate, can know that yes, there is a real increment that is commensurate to the appreciation in the cost of farming input and in the price build-up of production of cocoa.
All right.
Per hectare.
Paul,
Yes.
your thoughts?
Kwaku, thank you. I think it's a welcoming news. I agree with the paper that indeed some farmers are excited about the increment. In the eyes of the farmers, I think it's monumental, and it's not something they have seen over the period. But the truth must also be told that government could have done more than it did. You know, currently government is paying some 1,308 for a bag of cocoa. In last year, government was paying 800 cedis per bag of same, and previously government was paying some 660. That was 2020 farming season before it got to the 800, and it was just around 21%. And then we saw the 800 cedis that was paid to the farmers, and was still below what the farmers' expectations were. Just somewhere in May or so, the farmers came out demanding some 72% increment in the purchase price of cocoa. Government just announced that it is looking at some 62%, you know, to the farmers. But one will ask, on the international market, how much are we buying cocoa? For the purposes of education, a metric ton of cocoa is, you see the 50 kilograms bag.
Yeah.
20 of such bags makes a metric ton. Government is saying that I am going to pay you 1,308, and the same government is selling that much for $3,659 dollars, you know, on the international market. So why are you giving
1,300 cedis,
1,300,
which is about $130, $120.
Give or take, yes.
Yes, about $120,
Yes.
and they are selling it $3,600 US dollars.
It falls below
I can see why Mensa
what
is hungry this
the
morning.
farmers' demands were, and the farmers are so right to have made that request to the government, and for that matter, Cocoa Board, to request for the 72.
Year,
hold on.
Last year.
So
Let
you see,
him finish.
you see, what I'm trying to say is that the economy of 2000 is not the same as we have in 2023. The economy of 2022 is not the same as we have in 2023. I mean, we have seen the level of inflation all the way from December of 2022 till date. The prices of things on the market have quadrupled, some tripled. Inputs, farming inputs have increased, i.e. fertilizers, labor, you know, and all other things that the farmer would need to make farming easier. Why are farmers selling their cocoa to our neighboring countries? Why are they also giving their farmlands or their cocoa lands to galamseyers? So these are things government ought to set, you know, and incentivize these farmers to making sure that we get value for money. At the end of the day, the farmer must be satisfied. Government must also, so it must be a win-win situation.
Yeah.
But in a situation where government is only winning and at the expense of the farmer, I'm not sure you'll be happy with it.
Yeah.
I will agree that some farmers decide to sell their farmland for, say, 50,000 cedis and just stay off farming because they don't see the incentives. One, cocoa rows. Unfortunately, you have cocoa rows being constructed in Accra.
Yeah.
When you know Accra is not a cocoa growing area. Look at Western region, Eastern region, Ashanti region.
Yeah.
These are areas that we should be concentrating BA, where cocoa is grown on large scale, and we should make sure that their rows are good. Unfortunately, it's not the case. Again, scholarship to farmers and their kids. These scholarships are being enjoyed, quote and unquote,
By others.
by politicians and the kids of politicians, and to some extent, a few, members of the public.
Including journalists.
I don't have information on that. I don't have information on that, please. So, I mean, the farmer must at the end of the day be, satisfied with whatever his toil is. If I am selling my cocoa to you, I need to make sure that I'm getting value for money. But if government is shortchanging me, I need to also find alternatives and sell my product.
Right.
And that is why you see the smuggling on a high scale.
I know.
That is why you also see them selling their farms to galamseyers, for galamsey purposes.
I know you're very interested in the IGP issue, so let's talk about that briefly. We only have 5 minutes.
Quickly, just 1 minute on the cocoa issue. Just 1 minute. You see, last year, you did not increase cocoa prices. In May this year, the world price of cocoa increased. You fail to take all those things into consideration. Now there are critical questions that we must answer, because it's not just about the pricing; it's about the decline even in cocoa volumes. As we speak, about 78% of farmlands in Ashanti region, about 68% in the eastern region, 74% in the western region are all being affected by illegal mining. So
our volumes will definitely drop.
So what effort is government putting in place? Then there is this mismanagement. In the midst of all these huge monies government is making, still the license buyers, the people who are licensed to buy cocoa, the government is owing them huge sums of money. As we speak this year, the government says it has increased it. Where is government? Even this 1,300 that they say they've increased, where are they going to find money to give it to the license buyers to go and buy the cocoa? Because as we speak, Cocoa Board is still struggling to raise a syndicated loan. Why? Because of the reckless mismanagement. Go and look at the books. And I've said that when Bank of Ghana published the audited financial statement, we were all screaming at us, woe betides us the day Cocoa Board will publish their annual financial statement.
Okay.
We'll all bury ourselves in the grave.